Hey, good morning, everybody. We're glad to see, man, it's good to see human beings. Golly. Welcome to One Life Community Church. We are very glad you're here with us. If you would, and online as well, if y'all would, let's stand and sing together. I searched the world, it couldn't fill me. Man's empty praise, treasures that fade, never enough. Then you came along, put me back together. Every desire is now satisfied here in your love. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you. Lord, there's nothing, nothing is better than you. I'm not afraid to show you my weakness, my failures and flaws. Lord, you've seen them all. You still call me friend, 'cause the God of the mountain is the God of the valley. There's not a place your mercy and grace won't find me again. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you. Lord, there's nothing, nothing is better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you. Lord, there's nothing, nothing is better than you. You turn mourning to dancing. You give beauty for ashes. You turn mourning to glory. You're the only one who can. You turn mourning to dancing. You give beauty for ashes. You turn shame into glory. You're the only one who can. You turn graves into gardens. You turn bones into armies. You turn seas into highways. You're the only one who can. You're the only one who can. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you. Lord, there's nothing, nothing is better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you. Lord, there's nothing, nothing is better than you. Yeah, thank y'all. Hey, Ronnie's starting a new sermon series with us. And this next song is new. It may not be new, but it's new to us. But it's called Highlands, Song of Ascent. And so these psalms that Ronnie's going to be taking us through, they all kind of had a subheading that says Song of Ascent. And the idea of the song is that no matter where we are in life, whether it's a valley or a mountaintop, God is the same. God is the same in the lowlands as he is in the highlands. And his grace is like flowing rivers that we seek and run to. And I want to read this from Psalm 46. It says, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore, we will not fear, though the earth give way and the mountains be moved into the sea. And it says, the nations rage, the kingdoms totter. He utters his voice, and the earth, I can't read, I'm sorry. He utters his voice, and the earth melts. The Lord of hosts is with him. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. Be still and know that I am God. He is the same in the valleys as he is the mountaintops. So if y'all would, let's sing together. Oh, how high would I climb mountains if the mountains were where you hide? And oh, how far I'd scale the valleys if you graced the other side. And oh, how long have I chased rivers, lonely seas to where they rise, against the rush of grace descending from the source of its supply. 'Cause in the highlands and the heartache, you're neither more or less inclined. I would search and stop at nothing. You're just not that hard to find. I will praise you on the mountain. I will praise you when the mountain's in my way. You're the summit where my feet are. I will praise you in the valleys all the same. No less God beneath the shadows, no less faithful when the night leads me astray. You're the heaven where my heart is. In the highlands and the heartache all the same. Oh, 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 how far beneath your glory does your kindness extend the path, from where your feet rest on the sunrise where you sweep the sinner's path. And oh, how fast would you come running if just a shadow be through the night, and trace my steps through all my failures and walk me out the other side. For who could dare descend that mountain, that valleyed hill called Calvary? For the one I call Good Shepherd, who like a lamb was slain for me. Oh, I will praise you on the mountain. I will praise you when the mountain's in my way. You're the sun where my feet are. I will praise you when the valley's all the same. No less God within the shadow, no less faithful when the night leads me astray. You're the heaven where my heart is. In the highlands and the heartache all the same. Oh, death, I sing to the shadows, my song of ascent. Wherever I walk through, wherever I am, name can move mountains. Wherever I stand, wherever I walk through the valley of death, I sing to the shadows, my song of ascent, my song of ascent. Oh, oh, my song of ascent. From the gravest of all valleys come the pastures we call grace, a mighty river flowing upwards from a deep but empty grave. I will praise you on the mountain, I will praise you when the mountain's in my way. You're the summit where my feet are. I will praise you when the valley's all the same. No less God within the shadows, no less faithful when the night leads me astray. You're the heaven where my heart is, in the highlands and the heartache all the same.
Would you pray with me? God, thank you. Thank you for today and for this moment. And I ask that every single one of us, just in this time, that we know that you're near. Whether we're in our own personal valleys or feel like there's shadows all around us, that you are near and that you know. And so I ask that during this time today that you, God, would speak through your Spirit, through your word, that we would just block out everything from this week, even this morning, and what's in ahead, but that we're just here and now in this moment. And I pray and ask this, Jesus, in your name. Amen. Good morning. Glad y'all are here. There are people here present. We're here. Some of you are online as well, and we're glad that you're here also. Our mission is to lead people to follow Jesus in everyday life, that this small amount of time that we spend here is a small amount of time. There's 168 hours in the week, and this is about us following Jesus and leading others to follow him every day, no matter where we are, at work, at home, at school, wherever it is. And so we'd love for you all who are here. We have digital Connect cards if you want to fill one of those out here in a second, or there are paper copies here. And those of you online, you can do that as well. There's a digital link that you can go to fill that out. We just want to know who you are, open up communication, get to know you a little bit better. And so we're going to have some time right now where we just social distance say hi if you feel like that's appropriate. Just awkwardly elbow or wave or whatever. Those of you online, just give some emojis, fist bumps or whatever, and just say hi, let people know you're there, and we'll be back with you guys online here in a few seconds, all right? All right. Pretty good. Okay, so we're starting a new series, as Brendan mentioned, just called Playlist, Songs for the Road. And I love music. Music, it creates moods. It sets the atmosphere. I have many, many playlists on my phone just for different scenarios, different situations in life. I have a workout playlist. Anybody have workout playlists? Okay, it's just me. Hey, we're back, and we're real in the room, those of you who are here. Yes, if you're online, just say, yeah, I have playlists. You can name songs, whatever you want to do. Playlists, like I have a workout playlist, so I have, just things on there. Stone Temple Pilots, Imagine Dragons, Tadashi, just stuff to get me in the place that I need to be to hurt my body and work out. And then I have one that is actually titled, it just says Ron and Ash. And so for Ashley and I, just at home, we listen to like Sean McConnell, Dierks Bentley, One Republic, Johnny Swim, Then I'll have another playlist that just says Study. And so on that is just song after song of Vitamin String Quartet. I just have to have this like no words, nothing. Anybody know Vitamin String Quartet? Okay, nobody? Okay, go look them up. It's awesome. And I can just like totally focus listening to that. Songs, they are amazing and powerful because they bring back memories, people, places. The Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, said this, that music does a lot of things for a lot of people. It's transporting. It can take you right back, years back, in the very moment that certain things happen in your life, that music, it's uplifting, encouraging, it's strengthening. My kids, Ashley and I, we might be at home and we might just be standing there hugging each other and looking at each other or whatever, and my kids they want to create this real sappy mood. And so they'll tell Alexa to play God Bless the Broken Road by Rascal Flatts, which we had at our wedding, like 18 years ago, and they just want to make this moment, It's interesting that, before Spotify, before Apple Music, before Amazon, before there were, top 100 and mixtapes, people actually had playlists. They had these songs, and the melodies were memorized. The notes and lyrics, they knew by heart, going way, way back. And they sang them alone or together. And even for me, like just being back in a room together, one of the most powerful things that is encouraging and that I love and that I've missed over the course of the last few months is hearing the voices of God's people singing together and singing songs to Him. I don't know about you, but 2020 has been a blur. And it's been pretty brutal. From a global pandemic where there's a whole lot of fear of the unknown, not knowing who to listen to or what to believe, so much noise and voices in the midst of this, to now being a place where there is so many voices when it comes to racial injustice, specific instances, systemic influences when it comes to this. Murder and looting, rioting, protest, fear, anger, evil, division. People are crying out for help in so many ways, and there's so many voices, a lot of noise. 2020 probably more so than any other year that I've lived in my brief time, I've found myself more here in this position and literally whether it be in my office or at home, with tears, saying, God, I don't know what to do. I need help. I don't know what to do in the midst of an unknown virus. I don't know what to do in the midst of this huge chasm in our country. I don't know what to do, and I need help. And one of the places that I've gone to repeatedly is songs. Songs that the lyrics are very real, they're very raw, they're very transparent. They have so many emotions in them. These songs are filled with truth. These songs don't lead me down roads that are lies. But these songs, they remind me of the past. They remind me of the reality of the present, but more importantly, they remind me that there's hope. And for us to see these, just if you have a Bible, you can just open it up in the middle. Just, you might not know anything about the Bible, but you open up the middle and you look a little bit to the left or to the right, and you'll find this book called Psalms. And this book is filled with songs that are real, songs where you'll see lyrics that are filled with sadness, with anger, with frustration, with disappointment, with sorrow, with encouragement, with desperation. And in there's some songs that Brendan mentioned that it's a playlist in the midst of this entire book of songs. There's this playlist called the Songs of Ascent. These psalms are Psalm 120 through 134. And what would happen with these is every year, God's people, the Hebrews, they would make a journey 3 different times, and they would travel up to Jerusalem because topographically, Jerusalem was up higher than any of the other cities. And so then in the spring, they would leave, and they would all journey to Jerusalem to celebrate the Feast of Passover, to be reminded that God saves, that he saved them back when Moses led people out of Egypt and the Red Sea parted. And they would sing these songs on their way up to Jerusalem. And then in the early summer, they would make that same trek back to Jerusalem to celebrate the Feast of Pentecost, to be reminded that they were a covenant people, reminded of God giving Moses the 10 Commandments, and they would renew their commitment to God in the early summer. And then in the fall, they would make their way again, and they would sing these same 15 songs on their way as they would celebrate the Feast of Tabernacles. And during this time, for them to know that God had their best. Even when they wandered in the wilderness for 40 years, they were reminded that God is faithful. So God's people would leave their routines, their schedules, they would leave their cities, their towns, their communities, and they would all take this journey. They would reorient their lives and sing these songs on their way up as they ascended toward Jerusalem. And during this road trip, these 15 songs, they reminded them of who God was, who they were, where they had come from, and where they were going. There are no better songs for us right now than these. For us to be reminded who God is, who we are, where we came from, and where we're going. And my hope is that during this time, over the next weeks, that you be encouraged no matter what it is that we're going through, because we're going somewhere. And that you would guide not only yourself, but you would guide your friends, your family, the people around you, of being reminded of who God is, who you are, where we've come from, where we're going. So if you have a Bible, you can open it up to Psalm 121. We're not going to do these in order, and we're not going to do all 15 of them for the next 15 weeks, but I'm going to start in Psalm 121. How many of you, either today, maybe this morning already, or last week, or over the course of the last couple months, have just been at a place where you're like, I need help? Anybody? I need help. I don't know what to do. This last week, just in different conversations with staff members, in a staff meeting, and tears, and even on Thursday night meeting with other, like 30-something other spiritual leaders here in town at the police training center, there seemed to be this common theme of, like, I don't know what to do. What do we do? God, help me, help us. Look at this. I lift up my eyes to the mountains. Where does my help come from? So just remember that these people are taking this journey from all over, and they're going up. They're climbing up to Jerusalem. There's mountains all around them. And during this journey, much like our own lives, there are distractions along the way. There are trails that lead off the path toward where they're headed. These are very real internal spiritual temptations. And context is everything. Because what we have to understand is that anything that was up on a higher hill or a higher mountain was probably a shrine to a false god. Because they were always elevated. We worship this God and this God and this God. And as they took this journey, there would be these different places on their way up to Jerusalem. Whether now or tomorrow, as we travel along in life, we're going to be faced with this question: where does my help come from? And do we want the help that we want, or do we want the help that we need? Here's where this comes into play. It has everything to do with our need for help. And the reality is that many of us, we're only looking for help when we're in trouble. But we need help daily, moment by moment. In fact, when we're at a place saying, I got this, hey, I got it, I don't need help, I'm good, that is the moment, the beginning of when things start to go bad. We unknowingly are assaulted by so many other gods in our world. We wouldn't call them gods. We wouldn't say that. But we know them. We know them really well. Wealth, power, notoriety, image upkeep, education. All of these things are vying for our attention. They are all on these mountains, these high places along the way. And here's the thing that we have to really take a look at. It's the difference between hollow help or holy help? Many of us look to the wrong things for help. There is hollow help everywhere. It's all around us. And in this world of bigger and better and faster and advancement, we just want quick fixes. We want things to be fixed. And along the way, we're like, oh, I think I can go off this way, and this is going to help. Because I just want it fixed. I want it done. Let's hurry. But God doesn't fix people or problems. And if our motivation continues to be fixing things and people, then we're probably fixated on false gods. We just wouldn't call them false gods. The very thing that we believe will fix us actually addicts us to its power. And we keep going back to it, thinking that that will help. Or we'll go to a different one for help. God is not a quick fix God. We need holy help and not hollow help. We don't need quick fixes. Hollow help and quick fixes, they feed this insatiable desire. Here's one that we all get and understand. And those of you online, no judgment because you're online. But you get the like or the comment on the post. Dopamine. Oh, that felt good. I'm going to post something else. If I could just get if they just like, I got something to say. I'm just going to say it. And you get the like and you get the comment and it's this dopamine rut. This is like scientifically proven. Maybe it's a quick fix of alcohol to numb the pain. We keep going back to that help. Just kind of want to forget about today. I want to forget about this week. The weekend is here. Let's just numb it. The quick fix of a hookup or one-night stand. The sun's coming up. Tomorrow's a new day. Didn't fix anything. The quick fix, the hollow help of just an online purchase. It's like, oh, yes, I got it. And then it shows up from Amazon, and you're like, oh, that really didn't do it. I'm going to need to go back for more. These are instant, quick fix, hollow help. Look at the lyrics here of this song. It says, my help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. My help is from him, the one who is over all, the one who is above all of the surrounding mountains, the one who surrounds me. My eyes are lifted up to the one who is my help. So let me ask you this question. Who or what am I looking to for help? What is that mountain that is luring you? Is it the same mountain? Or is it just a new one, a different one that you just came across? Is it hollow? What fears, what pain or memories am I trying to just fix or numb or forget? Is the hollow help really helping? I want you to think about it. It's a question for all of us. If you notice here in this song, the writer writes, I lift my eyes. My eyes. He says, my help. But then there is this transfer of truth. What was and is his help now is transferred into the realization and the reality for every single one of us that it's actually our help too. Look what he says. He moves from my help to he will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber. Indeed, he who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. See, this song is in the playlist for us, not just him. It's for all of us, for all time. He's watching over you and me all of the time. He who watches over you will not slumber. How many of us here today, how many of you online, how many of you have problems sleeping? Anybody? Just if you're brave, admit it. Go ahead. My hand's not up because I sleep like a baby. No joke. There's some times that I'll wake up in the middle of the night or whatever, but in those times, I get it because it's like the to-do list is there. Or, the whispers of what's next, or the nightmares of just like what's around the corner and I don't know. It doesn't help that we're all attached to this, right? The truth is like, this is not attached to me, like I'm attached to this. I use this as a alarm clock, put it on my nightstand, plug it in, set my alarm. It doesn't take much. If I'm just being really honest with you, like the lack of self-discipline in my life in various times, you lay down at night and you just click, scroll, read. Like I don't ever read the news, but maybe at night I might read the news a little bit on my phone. And then to think about how attached we are to that, where in the next morning between emails and messages and you see the notifications that are just piling up, there's this pressure. There's this oh my gosh, things are happening. I can't sleep. Everything's going. I don't know what to do. I feel the pressure. But here's what I've learned, especially over the last few years. I can pause, and guess what? I can take a breath. Just humor me right now. Take a minute and take a really deep breath. Slow, as deep as you can. And then exhale. Let's just do it one more time. We have time. We don't have another gathering after this. Ready? You know what? You're not in control. If anything over the last few months that we've all experienced is the reality that we are not in control of a lot. He doesn't rest, so I can. God doesn't rest, so you can rest. I can rest. Turn to the person next to you, but don't breathe germs on them. Just tell them, I can rest. Smile as you do it. Smile. My wife tells me all the time I need to fix my face because I look too serious because I'm in my head thinking, I can rest. I can rest. God doesn't sleep. He doesn't slumber. You're not in control. I'm not in control. We can rest. He knows what we're going through. He knows what you're going through. He created your inmost being. He knit you together in your mother's womb. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. He has known you, and he continues to know you. Look as the lyrics continue. The Lord watches over you. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. This was a long journey for these people, days upon days of traveling up to Jerusalem in different seasons. In the spring, there may be rains. The path might be muddy depending on where they're coming from. In the summer, there's this blistering heat. and it's exhausting. In the fall, there may be winds, and the nights are cold as they travel along. He's a shelter in every season. Some of you are in this season of waiting, and you've been there, and you've been there, and it seems like it's going on forever. He's your help, and he's your shelter. Some of you may be in this difficult season of marriage. It may be one of the hardest seasons that you've been in, and he's the shelter. Maybe just gone through a divorce. Those other hills are not help. He's the shelter. Maybe some of you gone through some very painful loss and some suffering. He's a shelter in that season. Maybe a season of enormous financial pressure. He's the shelter. And maybe some of you are just in a season and you are tired and exhausted. He's the shelter. He watches over you. He knows. And when fear creeps in and anxiety starts to attack us, he is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Psalmist goes on here. He says, the Lord will keep you from all harm. He'll watch over your life. The Lord will watch over your coming and going both now and forevermore. This doesn't mean that bad things won't happen. Bad things have happened. They will continue to happen. Jesus said, in this world, you will have trouble. We're not immune to suffering or pain. But we're not to live in fear. Today or in the future, he hasn't given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. He watches over your life. I love Jesus when Jesus talks about you and me. And he says, hey, don't be afraid of the one who can kill your body. Be afraid of the one who can kill your body and soul in hell. Like our life is more than just here. It's eternal. And he goes on and he talks about how God provides and watches over the birds, the sparrows. And then Jesus says this, he says, he even counts every hair on your head. So don't be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows. Like he knows you. Our lives here aren't absent of pain or heartache. I mean, you look right now and you think pandemic, injustice, confusion, anger, division, a lot of gossip, a lot of slander, a lot of spinning of truth. Trouble is all around us. He watches over our lives right now, today, and tomorrow, and the next day, forever. About a month ago, our staff, we were online watching a conference. Last year we had actually attended the conference in Dallas, but this year they had to do it online because of COVID. And I was reminded by a pastor of a story that a real historic event that happened. And during that time, there was some divine words that were spoken. You see, the kingdom of Judah was being attacked by 3 neighboring countries. They were all coming together to come in and to attack Judah. And the king of Judah at that time knew without a doubt that there was no way that they could survive this, that they would be overwhelmed, overrun by these neighboring countries all coming together to invade. And to spare you the whole conversation that happened before, here's the end of what he said. He said, we don't know what to do, but our eyes are on you. We don't know what to do because they're coming. They're on their way here. We need a miracle. God, we need you to intervene. We don't know what to do, but our eyes are on you. You know what they did after he said that? They sang. They sang. They worshiped God. And the next day, you know what happened? Those three countries, as they approached, they all fought each other. And they eliminated each other. My hope and my prayer for every single one of us is that we would take this posture. Whatever it is that you're going through in life right now that is a valley that seems hard and difficult, and for us collectively, things that we have gone through, if we individually could just have this same posture, I don't know what to do, but my eyes are on you. I don't know what to do, but my eyes are on you. Instead of reacting out of our flesh, instead of either sitting back and doing nothing, that we would honestly and prayerfully every day, throughout the day, in whatever situation it is, if we would just say, I don't know what to do, but my eyes are on you. And I believe that you will intervene. I believe that you'll speak to me. I'm listening. And whenever I hear you, I will obey you. Whatever that means. That we would take time, that we would listen, and then we would act based upon what God wants us to do. That we wouldn't turn to hollow help. That we wouldn't seek to numb anything or go after what's next, but that we would actually say, I have this impulse, but I don't know what to do. My eyes are on you. My eyes are on you. Not the news, not a blog or a post. I lift my eyes above everything and everyone because my help is in you, God. Our help is not in the government. We have a king and a kingdom that goes beyond this government. Our help is not in a political party. Our help is not in a president or a new president. Our help is not even in a movement. Our help is in our Maker, the Son of God who came for us and gave his life for us because of love. Would you bow your heads? God, I know that we are all in different places, that we all have experienced so much over the course of a lifetime, or even in the last few months or days, that we all have individual stories. But I ask and I hope that for us, that we would look to you. And that we would actually be at a place where we We say, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I don't know where to go. I don't know when, but I'm looking to you. And God, forgive us. Forgive me when I've turned off this trail in life to just go up and over to whatever I think is going to be help. And time again, when I don't go to you, it fails me. And whether that's just repeatedly going to the same hollow help or finding a new one, the truth is you're the help that we need. And as your people, forgive us. You are our help. In you is hope. For some of you here this morning, those of you watching online, maybe for you in the midst of just this turmoil and chaos that's going on, like you're looking for a place, a firm footing. And just as those lyrics say, like, he won't let your foot slip. He's near, he's watching over you. And maybe for the first time you realize that you need something that doesn't move, someone. And maybe for the first time today, you actually, God is drawing you by his Spirit to really look at this Jesus. He's the help we need, all of us. He was perfect, the Son of God, the one who came here on a mission to live a perfect life, to show what it looks like to love, to walk in grace and truth. And he gave his life. He paid a price because of love. He sacrificed his life, and the justice, the wrath of God was poured out on him for all of our sin. He took it all. He took it all for you and for me because he loves. And he died a violent death and was buried. But he rose from the dead. He is God. And he defeated death and all sin for all time. What we're looking for is in him, and he will come again. And maybe today, for the first time, you say, yes, I need this Jesus. I need his help, and I need hope, and he's the one that I put my faith in and my trust in. And anyone who calls on his name will be saved and brought into this right relationship with God because of what Jesus has done, not because of what we do, because we're so off, all of us. And so today, if that's you, just for all of us to be reminded that we need Jesus, that we are sinful, that we need help, and that Jesus is our only hope. And we place our faith and trust in you, Jesus, and your Spirit rushes into our life, and we walk and live our lives led by you. Led by you. And so may we live here as people who want your kingdom, Jesus, to be here on earth as it is in heaven. That we see you here. God, I ask and I pray, we don't know what to do, but we fix our eyes on you. And I pray and I ask this, Jesus, in your name. Would you all stand and sing this morning? I'll be down here at the front to pray. If you want to text online, you can text in as well to 97000, just a prayer request, and we can pray for you.
You are good, you're good. Oh, you are good, you're good. Oh, you are good, you're good. Oh, good, you're good. Oh, you are good, you're good. Oh, you are good, you're good. Oh, you are good, good. Oh, you're never gonna let me down. 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 You are good, you're good. Oh, you are good, you're good. Oh, you are good, you're good. Oh, you are good, you're good. How great, how great, how great is your love. How great, how great, how great is your love. How great, how great, how great is your love for us. How great, how great, how great is your love. How great, how great, how great is your love. How great, how great, how great is your love for us. And he shall return in robes of white. The blazing sun shall pierce the night, and I will rise among the saints, my gaze transfixed on Jesus' face. Oh, praise the name of the Lord our God. Oh, praise his name forevermore. For endless days we will sing your praise, oh Lord our God. Oh, praise the name of the Lord our God. Oh, praise his name forevermore. For endless days we will sing your praise, oh Lord our God. Sing that out. Oh, praise the name of the Lord our God. Oh, praise his name forevermore. For endless days we will sing your praise, oh Lord our God. Oh Lord our God.
Would y'all pray with me? God, you know right where we are, this time and place in history, the dates we were born and came into this world, and that you breathed our life into existence. I ask that we would live our lives to the fullest, that our lives would be lived in such a way that they're a gift back to you, because we know, Jesus, what you've done for us. That our time, the resources that you've given us, that it will be reflective, that we live and we worship the King who is over all, and his kingdom that goes on forever. So God, may we love people well. May we point people in our lives by what we say and what we do. May we point them to you, Jesus. You are help and you are hope. And I pray this, Jesus, in your name. Amen.
Thank you so much for worshiping with us this morning. We are so excited to have you here and just getting to interact with you. Just so you know, we will only be live streaming our 11:15 gathering, just so we can make sure we give you the best video quality as you're watching from home. And if you are enjoying watching church from home, there is opportunity for you to serve and just help monitor comments and reach out to people through prayer in the comments. So if that's something that you are interested in, then make sure you let us know so we can get you plugged in.
If you consider One Life your church home, please go to the One Life Communications Facebook page and find the link for Right Now Media. We're going to need your name and your email address so that we can give you access to this resource. It's going to be huge in discipling your families and in your small groups and then your own personal relationship with Jesus. So go find that in the One Life Communications Facebook page. Sign up. We're launching on the 14th, so we're going to need your email address by then so that you can get access to all of those videos.